Hafaday, this is Congressman Michael Nicholas. Our veterans deserve the best, and I'm working hard to make sure they receive what they earned defending our freedom. If you need help receiving the benefits you earned from the VA or the Defense Department, please call my office at 475-6453 or go online at stnicholas.house.gov. On behalf of a grateful community, thank you for your service.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael Nicholas.
Hafaday, this is Congressman Michael Nicholas. Our veterans deserve the best, and I'm working hard to make sure they receive what they earned defending our freedom. If you need help receiving the benefits you earned from the VA or the Defense Department, please call my office at 475-6453 or go online at stnicholas.house.gov. On behalf of a grateful community, thank you for your service.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael Nicholas.
Hafaday, this is Congressman Michael Nicholas. Our veterans deserve the best, and I'm working hard to make sure they receive what they earned defending our freedom. If you need help receiving the benefits you earned from the VA or the Defense Department, please call my office at 475-6453 or go online at stnicholas.house.gov. On behalf of a grateful community, thank you for your service.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael Nicholas.
Hafaday, this is Congressman Michael Nicholas. Our veterans deserve the best, and I'm working hard to make sure they receive what they earned defending our freedom. If you need help receiving the benefits you earned from the VA or the Defense Department, please call my office at 475-6453 or go online at stnicholas.house.gov. On behalf of a grateful community, thank you for your service.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael Nicholas.
Funerals actually take a lot more planning than I expected. With us using island cuisine for the first time, of course we were iffy, but once they came and showed us their service, their food, tasted their food and everything, we definitely use them again because their service and food is just awesome.
After Guam, si Grip have introducing the 2020 Toyota Tacoma Access Cap T-Max. Este na mes, got to promo United Airlines, $1,000 United vouchers. After nananga, sadik man manono si Tacoma, Guam, Tacoma territory. Text Rods, ginigi Atkins Pro Toyota, 671-788-2584. Talumbray, go si Rods, sino nagan sa 671-788-2584. After nananga, let's go places.
This show is brought to you by Rude Awakenings. Yeah.
Buenas, my Cornisha.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to our February 26th morning show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
This show is brought to you by Brood Awakenings. Welcome to our studios here in Tumon, Guam. This is our second Wednesday morning show.
Third
Wednesday morning show. No, actually it's our second because last Wednesday was a Wednesday afternoon show.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just making things up for myself. So,
Brood Awakenings is located on Route 16 across Napa. They are open from 6:30 a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m. Monday through Saturday, and on Sundays up until 2 o'clock p.m.
this is because it's Ash Wednesday, and though my grandparents have been dead for several years, I'm still not risking the whole finaggy factor, and I'm eating a tuna sandwich on Ash Wednesday, and I'm not eating meat today. Is that a thing?
I couldn't help myself but to get a corned beef sandwich. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna try this out for the first time. Oh, good. It's good. Oh, I don't really care for tuna sandwiches. Well, this is good. I sound like a fatty, right?
We actually have a...
Like a fatty boom batty.
I'm on your boat. So Troy, the other day, I came in, I took pictures at the rally, I sent it to our chat, and the moment I showed up, he comes out the front door and he says, Cello, can you follow me to pick up your membership? That was his way of telling me that I'm fat.
You're not fat. But I was like, we don't need to talk about this anymore, right? She's like, no.
He's like, you understand what I'm saying, right? I'm like, yeah.
She's like, we're good.
We have a poll on our...
No.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Zoe Grace and Michael John. Michael John is 24 years old today, and Zoe is 3.
Michael's her son, and Zoe's her granddaughter.
Yeah, and they have the same birthday. So happy birthday, guys. I love you so much.
Wait, Zoe's your third oldest, right? But they were all the 3 top ones were born
all in the
same area?
Yes, same time frame.
Leo is your first grandchild.
Leo is my oldest, yes.
Okay. And then Micah.
And then Zoe.
But
yes.
Michael John is your second oldest child.
Yes. Yeah.
And he is an American hero.
Yes, he is.
Just like all of our troops serving.
And my nephew signed up yesterday. My
Oh,
sister's son.
congratulations.
So
Okay.
congratulations, Richie. And on to Ash Wednesday, right?
Yeah, what are the masses that are left over?
Agana Cathedral is 12:10 p.m. and 6 p.m. Agana Heights, 6 p.m. Agate, 7 p.m. Ascend, 7 p.m. San Vicente Church in Barragata, 7 p.m. Chalampago is at 12 noon. That's the word and ashes, and 6 p.m.
So no mass at 12:10 for what is that? Chalampago?
Chalampago.
Just the ashes and the liturgy of the word.
And same thing at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. is the mass and the ashes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Santa Barbara, I know a lot of you go to Santa Barbara, so it is at 12:15, 5:15, and 7 p.m. I don't know where the St. Andrew Kim Catholic Church is in Dedido.
That's the Korean church.
Okay, that's at 7:30 p.m.
I don't know where that's at either.
Yeah. In Arahan, 6 p.m. Maina, 6 p.m. Malolo, 6 p.m. Manilao, 12 p.m., 5 p.m., and 7 p.m. Maritzu, no information. Mongmong, 6 p.m. Ordot, 12:15 and 7 p.m. PD, no information. Santa Rita is at 6:30 p.m. Sinahanya, 7 p.m. Talafofo, 7 p.m. Tamuning, 12:15, 5 and 7 p.m. Totu, 12 noon, and 6 p.m. Tumon, 6 p.m. Umatic, no information. Jigo, 6 p.m. Agafagumis, Jigo, 6 p.m. And then the Jigo Church on Route 1 is 12:10, 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Jotnya is at 6:30 p.m. And there's a Holy Mass at UOG Calvo Fieldhouse. There's a Holy Rosary at 12 p.m. and Holy Mass at 12:15.
Cool. Still lots of masses left. I haven't gotten my ashes yet. What times are Tumuning and Tuman again?
Tumon is at 6 p.m. and Tumuning is at 12:15, 5 p.m. and 7 p.m.
Okay, cool. Let me get my ashes. There's something going around on WhatsApp of this little boy, this little Asian boy.
His whole face is covered. we got that in our chat.
Yeah.
That's us.
I was like, why's it gotta be an Asian boy? What's that about? Just because Karona came from China, that we're all bad people or something?
No, that's not what. It had nothing to do with it being Asian. It's the whole face being covered with ash. Okay? On to our magistrates. Gilvin Duenas Chauffeurs is, the magistrate's complaint came in and he is being charged with possession of Schedule II controlled substance.
Which isn't the reason we're bringing you this magistrate's complaint.
Yeah, I wanted to read it first. On or about February 24, 2020, in Guam, Gilvin Duenas Chauffeurs was present at the Guam Police Department Processing Center in Sinahanya, Guam. When officers were present with the defendant, they heard an object drop from the defendant to the floor. Officer Cruz checked to see what dropped and observed a glass bowl type makeshift pipe containing scorch marks in front of a door next to the defendant's foot. Defendant stated that the pipe was not his. A field test resulted in presumptive positive for amphetamines. Based on the foregoing, there is probable cause to charge Gilvin Duenas Chauffeurs with illegal possession of a controlled substance.
That ain't the only thing that guy should be charged with.
Stupidity. And one count of stupidity.
Half a count because he did have the presence of mind to say, that's not mine. If there was anything that guy said, and I hope he asked for a lawyer.
He
after
didn't.
He said,
He probably didn't.
Well, after he said it's not mine, I hope he asked for a lawyer. First of all, there were scorch marks on it, so the guy is not even burning it right. Secondly, no, maybe first of all is, why would you bring a pipe inside a police station?
He forgot, Nai, it's in his pocket.
It's just a little...
Yeah.
Why would you walk into a police station when you're in that state of mind?
Maybe because it's a new building, wanted to check it out. I don't know, but I thought that was funny.
I think the police officers thought that was funny too.
I bet. They're like, oh, the boy.
Holy Karona.
Holy coronavirus.
So speaking of coronavirus, go ahead and cast to my screen, Cello, so we can show people this. If you go to our page, Kandit News, and you go to the top, and you see this this red bar on the top, and just click on coronavirus. It'll take you to this this page that has all these links and videos and all this stuff where you can educate yourself from valid sources from throughout the world about what's happening with the coronavirus. If you click right here where it says click here for tracking coronavirus map, data, and timeline, oh, look at all these ads. I just love this. Anyway, sorry. We like to show you, oh, those are not for our page. That's for BNO News. Continue, whatever. So there, you see the tolls and all that stuff. See all that? It's pretty good information. And this is something that you want to track. And then there's other things on our page. You can go to these organizations, the Centers for Disease Control, the World Health Organization, Guam Homeland Security, and get the latest. There's information we provide you here on this column on the right. Protect yourself, about the coronavirus, situation reports, questions and answers, and travel advice. Now, before we got on the show, we did call the Guam airport like we promised you we would yesterday to get more information from airport management about whether it is the local government or the federal government that decides whether to cancel flights or suspend flights from certain areas. Because people have been asking, we don't know that answer. And there's been some assumptions that the governor can do it just because the governor was able to stop that ship, but I don't know the answer.
No, well, we made a couple of phone calls this morning and we're being kicked around. Like, no one's available, nobody, so I'm not sure they even have those answers, to be very honest. Troy is really I don't know what's wrong with him, but I really need to check because he's been really nice since yesterday and it's gonna piss me off.
Was it Ash Wednesday night? Was it Lent?
Buenas, Carl. Buenas, Jesse. Hi, Jacob. Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh. Hi, Jacob. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Do I see all the comments? Because, my friends keep saying that they go live and they want me to say hi, but it doesn't pop up.
On the end, press play. In order for, I don't know.
It doesn't pop up like who's watching. See how you get it on your page? I don't know why it doesn't do that to me.
There's an I there. You have to press that. I think. I'm not sure.
No.
That's what I do. No? Okay. So, what was I going to say? It was about this dumb coronavirus. Oh gosh, I can't remember. I hate it when this happens. Anyway, so there is a report that we can give. Can you read that report that Jacob provided? It was from the New York Times, I think.
Okay, let me open it because I went into something else.
So every day, if you subscribe to the New York Times, you're able to get all of these different updates, just like any other news organization or whatever. But of course, the New York Times is a pretty good news source. And they've been providing morning briefings on
what's going on around the world.
And, yeah, and it's pretty all-encompassing. Like, for instance, their news just broke that there's a case in Switzerland. Probably the biggest news that there is that is related to Guam and the CNMI in the country is that San Francisco has declared a state of emergency, even though there's been no reported cases of the coronavirus in San Francisco. It's a preparation thing. So the entire posture in the United States is changing nationally because of the national government's anticipation that this is going to be a thing. And I know there's still a lot of outliers who are saying, you know, it's not as bad as the flu, but this is a whole different set of circumstances that the world is dealing with, and why governments throughout the world are having the sort of response that they're having now. Let's hear from that report.
An unprecedented global health challenge. The top U.S. health official warned that the coronavirus outbreak, which has already sickened nearly 80,000 people in 37 countries, could hit the country hard as chaos in the rest of the world drew attention to the need for a global game plan. We cannot hermetically seal off the United States to a virus, the official Alex Azar said, and we need to be realistic about that. The emergence of Italy, Iran, and South Korea as new hubs for the virus shifted the focus in many countries from prevention to reaction. A 14-day isolation period has become standard, but that can be difficult to implement, and its effectiveness has been called into question. Restricting the movement of goods and people seemed to have worked in China, where the rate of new infections has plunged, according to the World Health Organization. Though the economic ramifications of those measures remain to be seen, South Korea has tried something entirely different, warning residents while keeping businesses running. For the market, stocks dropped again on Tuesday as the outbreak now is in its 6th week, appended the belief that 2020 will be the rebuilding year for the global economy. Cases in at least 8 countries have been traced to Iran, which is emerging as a second focal point after China for the spread of the infection. Even its top health official in charge of fighting the outbreak tested positive. And then it just goes on to...
So the talking points that Jacob was able to prepare from a whole number of sources, including the San Francisco Chronicle, the New York Times, the CDC. So here's this morning's update that Jacob Nakamura has provided. The US CDC held a briefing telling Americans to prepare for an outbreak of coronavirus, and I'll read you a letter from the executive offices of the president to the president of the Senate in just a second. According to the US CDC, we're asking folks in every sector, as well as people within their families, to start planning for this, because as we've seen from the recent countries that have had community spread, when it hit in those countries, it has moved quite rapidly. Translation, grocery stores and gas stations. Well, I don't think gas stations, because the whole point of this is to stay home. And so grocery stores will be an issue. Water stations will be an issue. More from the CDC is we can have community spread in the United States and have it be reasonably mild. We can have community spread in the US and have it be very severe. So that's what we don't completely know yet. That's according to the CDC. San Francisco declares a state of emergency to help prepare for an outbreak of coronavirus. There are currently no confirmed cases in the city. That comes from the San Francisco Chronicle. Switzerland and Algeria both report the first case of the coronavirus. Since our last update last night, there are hundreds of new cases and several more deaths reported. I believe it's up to 80,418, and that was an hour ago, if I'm not mistaken. So those numbers are higher now. Bahrain closes all kindergartens, schools, universities, and training centers in the country for at least 2 weeks to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. And the Dow closes down 878 points, or 3.1%, amid concern over coronavirus, adding to Monday's sell-off, during which the Dow dropped more than 1,000 points. This is turning out to be some sort of global catastrophe. And you know, I suppose the weird thing here is, for as much as the governments are trying to prepare everyone, governments kind of don't know what to prepare for. Even though there have been pandemics in the past, this one just presents a whole new set of circumstances, and everyone's just trying to figure it out. And people are. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I I'm really I'm worried, honestly, right? But I believe in our system. I believe in our people, the American people, or the people out there, to get control over this, because of the brains that they have, But I really do feel like something is wrong, where this virus came from. So because it is if it's everywhere in 37 countries, you best believe it's here. I believe it's here on Guam, and we just can't test for it.
Are the test kits in?
No, we don't have
No.
test kits. I believe there are no test kits that have been given out throughout
None.
the country. And that's a point that Dr. Tom Shea, this is what I forgot about earlier to say. It's a point that Dr. Tom Shea made in a post, and at 2 p.m. today, we're going to have an on-the-phone interview with Dr. Tom Shea, and we'll bring that to you tonight. His thoughts on this whole coronavirus
I
thing.
think we need to light a fire under this government's butt.
Well, that's just the thing. I just don't know.
Why can't we declare a state of emergency? Our land here, our money comes from tourism.
Yes.
Right? Why can't we declare we are at risk?
So again, I think a lot of those answers sort of depend on the answers that we need to get from the airport as to who has the authority to shut down flights. Because if the governor doesn't have the authority to shut down flights, then everything else is just going to be response to an infection happening here. Yeah, a reaction. And so if it's the federal government, are we going to be barking up the wrong tree by lighting that fire under the local government?
Well, maybe they haven't even asked that question. They don't even know. So let's ask the question
yes.
so they can
so
ask.
Carlo Branch from the governor's office is going to be giving us a written statement about it.
Okay,
Because
great.
we did ask him this morning about the information that our people will need about the government's whatever with the coronavirus. But I think the most important information that we need is who's responsible for shutting down flights.
Yeah. So let's ask the right questions. Maybe they don't, and they'll never admit that they don't know.
Well,
So let's ask the question
they do.
so
I
they
hope
can
they
ask the question.
Yeah,
You
to
know-
the
you know what I
federal
mean?
government, you mean, right? If that is where it is. Because if the governor has the authority to shut down flights, I guess we should bark up that tree.
And then we
What-
can file
Jello,
us.
Yeah.
What about, the lieutenant governor?
Mm-hmm.
Stopping the ship.
Stop that ship, right?
Yes, the State Department requested for the local government's authority to dock the ship at the seaport. I just don't know if that's the same sort of authority
With
that
the
applies
FAA.
at the airport. Yeah, and we're waiting for that answer from Rolanda Fa Suamali.
You should just do it anyways.
I believe that if we declare a state of emergency, at least we're being proactive, right? And that will open up preparation for this. And if we have to stop flights, us being in emergency status, the federal government helps us, right? So let's be proactive instead of reacting.
So the governor did, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm getting this right, she did open the Emergency Operations Center.
That's different from declaring a state of emergency.
Yes, the state of
Troy.
emergency opens up $250,000 in emergency procurement.
And I think her stating that was that in her SOT or something?
I think it was news that happened right before the State of the Island.
Yeah, they
address.
needed substance. Okay.
I didn't watch it.
Well, they needed substance. There was no death and no substance.
I
in
think
that.
she said that we're corona free. Was that what she said?
Yeah, today. What about tomorrow?
But Dr. Tom Shea's point was in his Facebook post is he doesn't know whether we're really corona free because it's not like we have the tests for it.
Right.
So, and I thought, oh yeah, no kidding, huh? We have all these tourists coming in from South Korea, Philippines, Japan, Taiwan. Do we get tourists from Hong Kong? Yeah, right?
Yeah, but all these people that are from countries that are infected with the
And then there are people who visit those countries from China
that transit or
and they transit and all that stuff. And
And
so
of course, if they want to get here, they're gonna go on to Expedia.com and go from one place to another to get here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
have to. It's in Japan already. It's in South Korea.
Big
Those are
time.
our two major.
it's big time in South Korea. Yeah.
So,
I really wouldn't doubt that it's here already.
yeah, I wouldn't doubt
I mean,
it
that's
either.
just me personally. So I'm not.
Yeah. Remember, the 1% is our opinion, so that's the 1% talking.
Whatever you do, don't knock.
It's
on
like
the way.
51% is our. Congressman Ed Probst from the CNMI actually has very strong feelings about this, very similar to our feelings on this. He says, go ahead and cast to my screen. The CDC recommends avoiding travel to South Korea, but we aren't restricting any travel coming in from South Korea. We have no thermal scanners, and our only real line of defense is a questionnaire handed out to passengers who could lie on it. Our economy may hurt for a while, as it did with SARS and H1N1 and other threats we endured in the past, but we rebounded. You know what we can't rebound from? Death. So all those who say the death rate is only 2%, actually it's 3% now, that is 2 deaths for every 100 people. We also found, I really hope Congressman Ed Probst can teach Senator Luis Muñoz some math, because at least the congressman makes sense mathematically. We also found out that even people who recover from the coronavirus can still be contagious, just as you can spread it without showing symptoms. That's probably the most dangerous thing about this whole thing. We know how easily it can be spread. Think about our small community and how we are very loving and affectionate people. We embrace and hug and kiss when greeting family and friends. We attend large gatherings quite frequently. How prepared are we if and or when the coronavirus makes its way to the CNMI? Asking for our people, stay safe and God bless you and your family. And there he puts the coronavirus cases in South Korea surge. CDC recommends avoiding travel to South Korea. This says we have largely stayed out of this whole coronavirus discussion during the earlier stages, but I think it's past that time where people can legitimately accuse others of being alarmist about this. Really, this is a time for preparation, not just, especially in our island and in the islands of the Northern Marianas, because of the tourists that we get from these hotspot countries. And look how quickly it became an issue in Iran, where on one day they had 0 reported cases, and the following day, I believe they had, 142 reports and 1 death, all in one day, or 5 deaths, all in one day. It was just crazy, 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 crazy. When we come back, I'm so sorry. Before we leave the coronavirus discussion, can we put up those pictures? So the tourism industry on Guam is reacting to the economic blah, blah, blah of what coronavirus is doing. You can see, look, this is Samurai Restaurant. They got a whole deal going on. The camera's blocking my view. What is this one?
This is the Encore special promo.
Oh yeah, they got a pretty good show, Encore. Oh wait, this is the one at Nico, right? I've actually never seen that one.
No, this is the one at the Fiesta.
At Fiesta? Okay, I've seen this one. So it's $25 per adult?
Yep.
And 15 for a
child.
child.
That's cheap, isn't it?
And includes 1 free popcorn.
And 1 free popcorn. This is the Corona special. What's next?
Wait, everybody, that voice is Eric. Just
Hello.
to let,
Oh yeah, that's our producer.
that's Eric, guys.
He finally set up that microphone like we've been asking him to. Look at that, from $47, now $25. Look at that, Mark Baldiga, getting a leg up in the tourism industry, understanding the market and knowing that those tourists ain't coming. So he needs the locals to patronize his businesses. What's the next one?
Sandcastle
Sandcastle.
Magic
Look
Show.
at that. That is a
60,
discount.
More than 50%.
More than 50%. And Senator Luis Muñoz, that is a more than 50% decrease in rates for the Sandcastle.
This is another one of, I think, Mark Baldiga's.
What's Tautau Tossi? Where's that at?
That's at the Gun Beach.
That's Gun Beach? That's $89?
Yep.
Well, now it's 55. What do you do? Like, do you get gold?
I platinum.
Platinum? Okay, what's
Platinum.
next?
Stand by. Boom. This is the last one, and this is for big sunset dinner cruise.
Get out of town. Is this the one where you can gamble?
No.
That's
I think
not the
it's
one?
just dinner on the water during sunset hours.
No kidding, $55. Well, you
It's
know,
a all you can eat and drink cruising tour for an hour.
do they have free Coronas? No. I love that laugh. When we come back, we are going to hear from the chairwoman of the Board of Education, Maria Gutierrez.
Funerals actually take a lot more planning than I expected. With us using island cuisine for the first time, of course we were iffy, but once they came and showed us their service, their food, we tasted their food and everything, we definitely use them again because their service and food is just awesome.
Off a day, this is Congressman Michael Nicholas. Our veterans deserve the best, and I'm working hard to make sure they receive what they earned defending our freedom. If you need help receiving the benefits you earned from the VA or the Defense Department, please call my office at 475-6453 or go online at stnicholas.house.gov. On behalf of a grateful community, thank you for your service.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael Nicholas.
After Guam, si Rod's Grip, I'm introducing the 2020 Toyota Tacoma Access Cap T-Max. Este na mês, gasto mo yung promo United Airlines, $1,000 United vouchers. Offer na nangga, sabik man manono si Tacoma, Guam, Tacoma territory. Text si Rod's, ginagi Atkins Pro Toyota, 671-788-2584. Talong Brian, go si Rod's, sinanagan sa 671-788-2584. Offer na nangga, let's go places.
Welcome back. We're live on the phone now with the chairwoman of the Board of Education, Maria Gutierrez. Hafaday, Mrs. Gutierrez.
Hafaday, Johnny and Troy.
Hi.
Hi.
We watched your performance at the oversight hearing. And
That wasn't performance, Troy. That was real.
And all we can say is gangster. You are gangster.
I love you. You are my idol.
Thank you. It's for the kids. It's not,
Yes.
It's for the students.
Thank you, Mrs. Gutierrez. You know, the first thing we want to ask you is if we want to get public education to where we need public education to be, as in our students are prepared for life in all ways possible by the time they graduate. Our question is the funding that DOE currently is getting enough? And if it's not enough, what is it that you guys need?
Okay, let me start that, and thank you for that. The funding that we're requesting came from the schools, not only the division, but the schools and the process that the Department of Education bears their budget is. We are the only school system that has to follow the 14 points mandate.
And
So we
those
align
14
the-
points is an adequate education, right?
Act.
Okay.
We are mandated to follow that. So the way the budget is done is we align them with the 14 points. So the schools meet, the principals meet from every school. They meet with their stakeholders. That means the parents, the PTO, the teachers, the staff, and even some of the high school include their student leaders. So that is how the budget was prepared. It's really they are the one who knows what is their school needs. So after that, the superintendent, they submit that to the superintendent. Then they meet with the superintendent and the team. They go over that. So then it comes to the board, and we do have work sessions. Our work sessions are live. That we ask the principal, is this what you need? Is this how did you develop your budget? And the response is with the stakeholders, and that's very important because you Johnny, you're a parent. You would, you have that right to say, hey, this is what we need, the priority of the schools. So we don't decrease the request that they're asking, but they just wanted to hear from them. Do you have enough teachers? Do you have your teachers? And there's a big teacher shortage here, not only on Guam but all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's what is it, what else? The maintenance in your schools. So those are the things. And also, when it comes to the facilities, we don't get the funding for the facilities, like not only building, constructing, but repairing. It's not gonna happen. We're not gonna be. We are being hurt that we won't be able to do so. In this past years, the appropriation that we have never reached the appropriation has never reached the level of our request. And we understand that the government limited resources, but still, under the Organic Act, the government has to provide education to our students.
Yeah.
We cannot close our door to any student that comes to register, because that's what public education is about. So we work hard. We find ways, even because of the tax cut, the department took the lead by reducing our spending over 12 million. And and a lot of that is also we have to compromise the services that we provide to the students, but we continue to provide whatever we have. So that's why we're asking the legislature that give us the funding. This is coming from the stakeholders. So if they're not gonna give us what we're requesting, then they need to face the stakeholders, face the parents, face the teachers, the staff, and the students. Why they will not be able to give us that amount of money.
Mrs. Gutierrez, how many of these senators in our legislature have told you that education is the top priority?
All of them. All of them. And I call them out on this. All of them. And as they're running even now, that they're already starting their campaign, education. And we have heard this. I've heard this ever since I sat on the board since 1991. Education is top priority. But when it comes to the time when they really need to make education the priority, it's not real. And Johnny, because you're a parent, that it's not a priority. So when are they going to make it priority over others? Because in the education system and other departments, their customers are different from our customer from education. Our customers are the students. That's the customer that we have to help and support. And that's why we're so different from them. And besides the spend on the budget that we spend, textbooks. We hear people, there's not enough textbooks, because we don't really get the full amount for the textbook, and we're also providing textbooks to the public, to the private schools. So that is why we don't get the full funding for facilities and textbooks. So how are we going to be able to really provide the best education for our students? And we're doing our best. And I commend the teachers and the support staff. When you go to a school and you walk in there, and I invite everyone in the community to go visit a school. Just make sure you sign in as a visitor, and you see what the employees have to go through when there's only like 3 or 4 school aides and you got 600 students to deal with, supervise. That even if you only have 3 or 4 kids, sometimes you yourself will get trying to get them to be to get still or to listen to you. Sometimes that doesn't happen. So that is why. And what we're asking is not for us as the board or the central office, but the central office are also providing the services to the schools. And what we ask is strictly was coming from the stakeholders. And the stakeholders are the parents and they're the voters. And because of that, because they have their kids in the school system.
Can I just add, Ms. Gutierrez, that when my baby's in 3rd grade, and I must, her school's awesome. Okay,
yes, I know, Ubi, yes.
Yes, and when she comes home with homework, we have to search. They give her Xerox copies of the homework, right? And we, in all honesty, we have to search it up on Google or YouTube, because from the material that is given, I can't give her the right answer. So yes, we are lacking in textbooks, but thank God for the internet.
Yes.
And the kids are our future. This is
Yes,
Guam's
exactly.
future.
Yes, exactly.
And it
That's what
hasn't
it
been
is.
working for the last 20 years, so they need to fix the system.
Mrs. Gutierrez, I noticed that in the in your budget request, there's $15 million for a back ordering of textbooks, and I'm wondering whether, if the legislature were to actually prioritize education funding and give that $15 million, would it be enough to what do you call it, transition to the use of laptops or tablets for the students that would be fully loaded with the instructional material?
Yes, they're working at, the superintendent and his team are looking at into that, but if we don't have the money, that's the issue, the funding.
Yeah.
We want to do so much, but improve our education. I'll tell you, public school education is really up there. I have been to national conference and I share with other board members, and they're closing schools because their school is underperforming versus what we're offering here. We're not behind. We're not behind. We're right up there.
As long as we get the funding.
Exactly, and also is we have the board union contract that we have to agree. We agreed to with the union, and I've never seen in all the years I've been on the board where the union and the Department of Education are working together in partnership, friendly relationship, because we have all one mission and goal is for our kids, and they have on the board in our contract is to provide them also the support and the resources. So teachers are spending their own money to get some of the resources, but they also have their own family to support, especially they're the only breadwinner. So this is why when they say, well, DOE is getting the majority, the big bulk of the budget, and I say again, it's because it's for the students, it's for the education of our kids, the future leaders of our island, and we're all going to be very proud of them because we will not be around by the time they get up, they finish college and everything. So they're going to be the ones to lead us here. So that is why we're asking for this amount that, please give us this amount, because this is what parents from the school, the stakeholders, everybody at the school is asking for their own schools. We do not dictate that this is all you're going to get. They're the ones who develop the budget. Now, when the legislature, when it gets cut, then we have to come back as a board and go over the spending priorities, and of course personnel, because we're the agency department that has the largest personnel, because these are the teachers, these are the support staff, these are the allied professionals that provide services to our students with special needs. We have the Head Start, we have the pre-K. Right now we have 4 pre-K. We wanted to expand that because there's a big request from parents that say, I couldn't afford to send my child to a pre-K that we have to pay because, we have daycare that are offering that. So they wanted to open, but we can't open. We want to open 5 more, but we don't have that funding to provide. And then we also, we get the cut on the territorial educational facilities fund. So, honestly, sometimes when the cut is to come down, the DOE is the first one to be hit. And we've been there, we understand, but we need to have that funding to provide the best education. Yes, we have federal funds, but those, it's not enough. And for federal funds, we have the consolidated grant, we have the one for Head Start, a special ed, and other programs that they need that could help us with the local funding.
I've noticed that when there needs to be cuts in funding, not just in Guam but in the NMI, they start with the public school systems, and here on Guam it's with DOE and GCC that take the first cut. Yet these other agencies that arguably, according to our senators who say education is our top priority, are not supposed to be as top of a priority as DOE and GCC are supposed to be. All of these other agencies get to float by as DOE takes the biggest cut and GCC takes the second biggest cut. So
that's true, Vic, and that's true. and you know, it hurts because we are here to provide the best education for our kids, and we don't get that. How are they going to expect us to provide? And like I always say, that if education is the top priority, then let's make it really a priority and not just lip service.
Yeah.
Not only lip service, because that when they come to us as parents and ask us for our vote of confidence, we give them. And then when after that, they forget that they promised us that education will be top priority. And I call out to all the senators to make that a real word of promise that education is top priority. Give us they have to give us, give us their full commitment, their full support, and full approval of the 365 million that we're asking for our students in the public school system. That's the so proof. Let them prove to us this coming election whether that is really what it is. And I challenge all those senators to come, elected officials, come out to the school. Because I'll tell you, I can, go out there and live who has not set foot on our school system. Because it's sad. It's really sad if you're just hearing it from outside, but they're not coming in to really see it. Especially if they're alumni of those schools. Somebody says, "Oh, I went to elementary school there. I went to middle school. I went to high school." Well, what have you done? What have you done? And I challenge that because I get and then I go to the legislative 35th legislature website on bills introduced. I see some senators, they have not introduced or at least co-sponsor a bill that has to do with education.
Well, because obviously they're not putting their money where their mouths are.
Yes, exactly. And then so if you at least if you can't be the main sponsor, then like we say, take it back.
Yeah.
And be a co-sponsor. But I have been doing my research, and I'm going to get my list that who really have introduced a bill that has to do with education when they first came in January 2019. Because that's their record. Never mind this picture taking and posting it up there that, oh, this is what I did. That's not what we want to hear. No, not the picture taking. It's what are you going to do to help DOE with the funding, the budget request that we are asking for. That picture taking is nothing, to me,
Yeah.
that's me.
It's boberías.
Yep, it's only for show. That's not what even, they need to really come up and, we are not closing the door. Principals I've asked principals that tell me how many of the senators, and they'll give me the names. Some of them are alumni of their school.
Mm-hmm.
Alumni of JFK, JFK is at least alumni of GW, Benjamin Middle School, Ocean View, all those things. So, they're not going to say to me, I've been to the school. I got the listing of those who really have set their foot on the school to look at it.
Hey, can we be invited? Can our camera crew be invited to whatever walkthrough happens?
Yes, I will provide you. I'm just waiting for the superintendent to give us the listing.
Okay.
And we're going to do the tour, and we're going to send out the invitations to all elected officials.
Oh, good.
And we will invite the media, and after that, whoever didn't show up, we'll call them out.
We'll call them out with you.
If you are inviting parents to join us too, and I have some parents that are very interested, that let me know, Mrs. Gutierrez, this is the time. So, it's all up to them now.
You can
If they
include me in that list.
Oh, yes. If they can go and perform weddings, perform whatever that, hey.
The wedding, the funeral, and all of it.
Left and right. Come on.
We love you. We love you. Mrs. Gutierrez, one last thing before we go. We're getting some reports in about a couple of schools where they wanted to invite these off-island people, and they're coming from Japan and South Korea, and they're putting out to I guess their school communities. Do you think this is a good idea to invite them in? I know we're not supposed to be alarmist or anything, but I think that's gonna freak out the parents and maybe even the students. Is that something that you could take a look at?
Yeah. we brought that to the. I brought that to the superintendent because that's operational, and he works. So he's working on that, and even the students that senior trip for Easter, right? They wanted to go to some of the like Japan, Korea, I think so. That already, that's being worked out, and it should be coming out with directives in the next few days.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
how we because it's alarming too. It is as we did. And I don't blame the parents with being alarmed about it but he's working on that right now. That he will be sending out the guidelines that those coming in requesting to come to the school or students going off island for their senior trip, cautious, and if the parents just say, no, it's okay, I want my child to go ahead and, sign your liability that don't hold Department of Education responsible because
Right.
it's okay for your child to go on that trip. We just wanted to protect also the Department of Education. But, thank you so much. But really, that's my purpose of being on the board. It's not for myself, not for Mrs. Gutierrez. It's for the students, and this is my passion, and it cannot change. My passion is when I see that the kids are getting the best education, and so as our teachers. We are hardworking teachers. Some of them have been there almost 30 years. It was the love and the compassion, everything that is about the kids. They really enjoy, and that's what we need to, and we need the community, especially the elected officials. Because it's time for election year. That's when they start going out there, priority, education. Well, if it's true, then show it. Because I'm not the only one watching.
Right.
I'm not the only one watching. Everybody's watching. Is it really priority? So make it a priority, not just during time for election. And it's that time. Right? How many more months? 6 more months, whatever. Hey, then show it, right?
Right. Exactly.
Show us how many legislative bills have you introduced for Department of Education for education, and if you have not done, it's kind of late now.
You should have you guys at DOE should print shirts for all the kids that says "Show me the money" to the Guam legislature.
Hey, just wait. I will introduce that to the principals. A lot of principals and teachers, they provide that T-shirts for their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I will have them. I'll say, think about this. And Johnny, you saw there at Hoopy that those T-shirts that the kids are wearing.
Yes.
A lot of it came out of the teachers' pocketbook. But because they love the kids so much, they don't. Money is secondary to them. It's just seeing that the kids are very happy.
Yes.
And honestly, I'm telling you. So and then also, this is Miss Chamorro. There will be a lot of activities from the schools. To showcase their kids down at the Guyana Shopping Center, to showcase what their kids have. And by the way, congratulations to UPI. They won something first place up at I think it's a lake or something at PCC.
Yes.
But see that's the product. That's what our kids is all about, and we recognize them by acknowledging that they are the best. So. That's it. So now let's wait for the elected official whether they're going to give us that money or they're going to say, Well, if education is priority and it's under the Organic Act.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mrs. Gutierrez, you just let us know what we can do to help.
Sure, I will. But we need the community to help, and we need parents to make a strong stand too.
Yes.
Hey, we are asking what the stakeholders are asking. And a lot of principals, I'll tell you, after the hearing, said, Mrs. G, we shouldn't be, we feel like we're begging for them to give us what we need for the education of our kids. And we shouldn't be doing that to be begging.
Yeah.
Because that's not what the Organic Act said, to beg for the public education of our kids. Everybody in the community is responsible, especially those.
The only one not begging for money is ULG, and by the time our kids get into ULG, it's too late.
But I'm just saying, it's only that other principals saying, make such a like we're begging, and we shouldn't be begging. I said, no, I'm not begging. I'm asking. I'm not gonna beg. But that's the truth. Yes, come on, let's go. You want our kids, and we have graduated students in the public school system that are now doctors, lawyers, they're professionals. So we are producing. We're producing. We have students that won national, international competition, and we're crossing our fingers that our Ukudu mock trial will again take for the third year, being the champion. But we're encouraging our kids, but we have to support them. So,
Hey, Mrs. Gutierrez, you know who's not a graduate of the public school system or even a student of the public school system? That lame brain lawyer from the University of Guam and that yellow tooth president over at UOG. They're both not products of the Guam public school system, and it shows.
Well, I'm sorry. I went to Catholic school growing up, but then I went to public school, and then my kids went all to public school. So I'm very proud of being a public school student, and I have to have a T-shirt that says "I love public schools."
Well, you know what? If maybe that's one of those T-shirts that we can make that says "We love public schools" too. Before we go, Mrs. Gutierrez, could you let John know? The superintendent know that we would like to interview him regarding the whatever Plan B or whatever plan there is in the wake of a Karona type thing where lots of kids aren't going to school. You know, what sort of makeup plan there is for all of them. And then the second thing would be about that issue regarding the Dusit Tani and Simon Sanchez High School and Ukudu High School. If John could make time to...
I will message you because I know that, and he's a busy guy. Because I tell you, even being the board chair now, if I wanted to meet with him, I would say, John, can you at least squeeze me in for 5 minutes? He's a back-to-back. Parents come in, students come in, employees come in, and then from the time he drops his kids in the morning at school, he doesn't go straight to the office. He goes, and he's the only superintendent ever since that I could remember that goes to the schools and go check on the students, check on the employees. And that is his route. And by the time he comes back to his office, that's when he starts his back-to-back meeting. And even me as a board chair, I'd never say, hey, stop and see me. He said, no, just squeeze me for 5 minutes, and then I'll go. Because that's how busy Mr. Fernandez is. And I know he's working on some reports, and I think that is part of that is the guidance that he's going to give out regarding this coronavirus.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
Yeah, but I will message him because
Thank
I
you.
didn't message him that. I said, be listening because I'm going to be on Kandit News.
Thank you, Mrs. Gutierrez.
Thank you
We
so
very
much.
much appreciate it.
Both of you and you. Okay, thank
You're
you.
a gangster.
You are a gangster.
No, they call me the bulldog.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
Esther.
Okay, bye-bye.
That was Marie Gutierrez, the chairwoman of the Board of Education. We just love her.
Yes, we do.
We love her because she just holds it like it is. She's always been like that.
We love anybody that's honest.
Yeah.
You know?
She's brutally honest.
Yes.
And one of the reasons we wanted to bring her on the show was because of her not performance. What did you call it again?
That's
her
real.
realness.
Realness.
Her
yeah.
realness before the Guam legislature yesterday. There was a grilling. Normally, it's the legislature that gives the grilling to the people in below their pedestal.
Yes.
But this is. I was telling Eric, Maria Gutierrez is not the kind of person
That's
who will
gonna
sit
back
there
down.
in a grilling.
Yeah.
If you're wrong.
Yeah.
She's a very reasonable person, actually. If you have some reason to argue with her and you're respectful with her, she listens and she'll give her points right back. And it's because we've had exchanges in the past. It's never been anything angry. It's just a difference of opinion. But when you come at her like you're better than her or that you know something better than her, when she's the chairwoman of the Board of Education, she's gonna bite you back.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be pretty. And if it's on TV, it's even worse. I'm late to go to UOG, so I would give them the courtesy of a phone call, but we're not going to interrupt the show just to give them the courtesy of a phone call because I think they're full of
And yellow teeth.
When we come back, we'll bring you stories about Senator Joe San Augustine and the Guevaras.
Funerals actually take a lot more planning than I expected. With us using island cuisine for the first time, of course we were iffy, but once they came and showed us their service, their food, we tasted their food and everything, we definitely use them again because their service and food is just awesome.
Hafaday, this is Congressman Michael Nicholas. Our veterans deserve the best, and I'm working hard to make sure they receive what they earned defending our freedom. If you need help receiving the benefits you earned from the VA or the Defense Department, please call my office at 475-6453 or go online at stnicholas.house.gov. On behalf of a grateful community, thank you for your service.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael Nicholas.
After Guam, si Rods Gripap introducing the 2020 Toyota Tacoma Access Cap T-Max. Este na mês, got to promo United Airlines, $1,000 United vouchers. After nangga, sabik man manono si Tacoma, Guam, Tacoma territory. Check si Rods, ginigi Atkins Pro Toyota, 671-788-2584. Talumbray, go si Rods, sinanagan sa 671-788-2584. After nangga, let's go places.
This morning show is brought to you by Brood Awakenings.
Back. We have information from our Kandit on the go, Lance Titano.
Okay.
Airport police are doing seatbelt check, cell phone use check, etc. as you exit Tidzin. The guy is standing above the hill near the old airport, and the rest are on standby near the employee entrance. So I have to confess something. Ever since I have been hanging out in the car with Johnny and Eric, I have broken. It was like second nature for me to wear my seatbelt. But because these two are such terrible influences on me, I now find myself driving without a seatbelt sometimes, allegedly. Allegedly.
Why are you blaming me?
Yeah, bro.
Allegedly.
Right.
These guys don't wear their seatbelts sometimes, allegedly. But
Snitch. Is there anything that I have taught you? Huh?
guys, wear your seatbelts because it's not about how good you drive, it's about how stupid other people drive.
Yes.
Like, you may be coming down Kmart Road and not be paying attention, and you might bump a tourist.
Yeah, and then you have to explain to the tourists how to turn you in for bumping them. Okay? Because they didn't understand what was going on.
And Jacob Nakamura might be on WhatsApp video with you,
Yeah,
saying things
laughing
like,
at us.
saying things like,
Just go.
just go. Did they see you? Did they have your license plate? Anyway.
So since then, I try to drive for Troy.
And that's where I get the not. Never mind. Never mind. Let's go back to. Can we go back to our
Karona?
to the site? My laptop. There you go. So again, if you want the latest on the coronavirus, you just go to our page, Kandit News, and on this upper menu thing, the red stripe, just click on coronavirus, and it brings you here. See all this stuff. Look at all this stuff. Thank you, Jacob Nakamura, for putting that together. You can also donate to us on the upper left-hand corner of the site, and I believe also at the bottom. Yeah, right there. See, it says donate.
And when
at the
you
bottom.
donate, it is completely anonymous. Unless you want us to give out a message, you can just press the donate button, and it goes directly to me, and that is anonymous. And then if you want to advertise with us, you're always welcome to give me a call at 456-4237. Call Johnny at 797-7082, or email us at news@kanditnews.com. If you advertise via Google Ads, you can direct the advertisements to our website. And there's, I think, Denny's of Guam, AutoSpot, they're already starting to direct their advertisements toward Yes, thank
our
you.
site because it's growing.
Yeah.
And we very much appreciate all of you for that. Now, back to the news. So 2 more local items to discuss, and this was from 3 days ago, but we just haven't really been on our live thing to discuss it. And the first is regarding the Guevaras. We put out a story, and it's right here. We were able to speak with DPW officials, and they confirmed for us that it is not proper and not legal for the permit administrator of the department to be approving their own inspection work, as in Joe Guevara on 15 different occasions between 2018 and 2019 signed off, did the inspections.
Numerous occasions.
Yeah, well, 15 that dealt with his wife.
Yes.
So on 15 occasions, he did the inspections for these different developments, construction of residential homes. And he also signed off as the approving authority, as the permit administrator, that those inspections were done within the protocols of the department.
I have an idea.
What's it?
Something just came to me.
Okay.
If he did this for his wife 15 times within that short time period, I think we need to look into not only his wife, but others, and
he
call
benefited
them,
from.
call the people that he did it for, because he could have. Oh, I don't. I have an
think
idea.
you're right. I think you're right.
I think this is bigger, a lot bigger than just
Yeah.
his wife.
I think as soon as we get his wife's campaign contributions and expenditures report, because she's running for senator.
I'm
on the
not only
Democratic
talking
ballot.
about her.
No, I'm talking about all of the people who donated to her campaign. That probably could lead us to all of these other cases where he was signing off on illegitimate things,
Right.
using his authority at the Department of Public Works. Well, anyway, these 15 only concern developments that his wife ended up listing and selling for the developers, and she was the lone lister and seller. So she received the commission along with her brokerage firm, Landmark Realty Group, who she's associated with. And so one of the DPW officials says it's not supposed to happen, but it was being allowed in the Calvo administration. The new administration stopped this from happening when the director found out about it. And we have to give a lot of credit to DPW Director Vince Ariola, not only for responding to our FOIA in a very timely manner, and also providing more information than we even asked for. He was he and Jesse John Garcia, the Deputy Director of Public Works, were very transparent about this whole thing. So we have to give it up to them. But also, before there was any media inquiry about this whole Guevara thing, Vince Ariola opened up an investigation into the Guevaras, into Joe Guevara, and that's what led to Mr. Guevara's resignation in December from DPW as the permit administrator. One of the other issues that comes up from this story is that he was signing off on these inspections, and he's not even an engineer. And you can see in some of these inspection documents. Do you have the inspection documents, Shello, to post up? Did I ever send that to you? Probably not,
I don't
right?
think so, no.
Because we didn't have a show.
Yeah.
He check marks the. Well, actually, why don't you go to my screen? So if you see these 3 columns on that inspection, it says building, electrical, or plumbing. On some of these, you'll see. Wait, where is that? I'm missing it.
There, right there.
No.
That's his.
No, the check marks on electrical. There. Electrical is checked off. Plumbing is checked off. Building is checked off. I mean, according to DPW officials, especially the electrical part of the inspections, if you're not an engineer, you have no business signing off on stuff like that. And he signs off as the inspector, and then he signs for all 3 as the permit administrator. Approved. This is for, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Wen Hun Su or something.
And we got to, as a community, we have to keep in mind that these things that the Guevara family has done affects the market. It affects the prices of homes that we're gonna buy in the future.
Yep.
So.
And who knows how that's happened or how far-reaching this is.
Yes. The rates for homes is ridiculously expensive, Troy.
And condos.
Yes.
Condos too.
Yeah.
It used to be that condos were so much cheaper, but now they're getting so much more expensive. And people like to blame the military. And yes, that is a thing with the price of whatever. But what about the cost of development that the Guevaras have affected through their corruption?
What about the land that was taken from my father-in-law so that they can build homes, cheaper homes for families? I really don't. I think they didn't think this through.
Well, they thought it through for themselves. They have $1 million home in Ipan
Wow.
with a swimming pool. We even got information about, actually, I won't share that part because we're still looking into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Surprise,
I'm
surprise.
excited.
So the last story that we have for Guam is regarding our second report into the Justice for Asher series. Do you want to take this one?
Sure. Let me just get there, okay? Give me 1 second.
Go ahead and cast to my screen. And it's about Senator Joseph Augustine. We were able to look into his campaign contributions and expenditures reports, and we found out that Mr. St. Augustine receives a great deal of funding
And he's
from the
been
medical
very
industry.
quiet regarding this medical malpractice, and he's been very, very quiet with the blood money series, with the game rooms and the gambling. It's still stuck in his office. After numerous phone calls from residents, from Jesse Mendiola and other residents, they keep calling his office and he's never available.
Yep.
So here it
Yep.
is. Democratic Senator Joseph Augustine, chairman of the Powerful Ways and Means Committee of the Guam Legislature, received nearly 20% of his reportable campaign contributions from the medical industry in 2018. That's $20 out of every $100 he received. And that's what's reported. According to his election contributions and expenditure reports for the 2018 primary and general elections, Mr. St. Augustine received $1,300 from donors associated with the medical industry out of $7,200 in donations reported at or above $100 apiece. Note, the majority of Mr. St. Augustine's campaign reports were earned in fundraisers where donors bought tickets that were less than $100 each. Guam law does not require disclosure of the identity of donors who contribute less than $100 per candidate in each election. The medical industry's considerable interest in Mr. St. Augustine's re-election has not yet manifested in action for or against reform and repeal of the Medical Malpractice Mandatory Arbitration Act, which most doctors do not want changed. Mr. St. Augustine has neither authored legislation to this effect nor has taken a stance on the matter thus far. Speaker Tina Munya Barnes introduced Bill number 248-35, written by doctors, that provides nominal seed money to defray costs for 1 or 2 people per year who make claims against doctors for malpractice. Her bill does not address the due process strangling provisions of the MMA, which is the subject of several lawsuits in the Superior Court of Guam and the U.S. District Court of Guam. Medical industry donations into Mr. St. Augustine's 2018 campaign include $100 from Francis Santos, Senior Vice President for Strategic Planning and Business Development at Guam Regional Medical City. GRMC is party to at least 2 active lawsuits for medical malpractice that simultaneously challenges the MMA as an unconstitutional violation of due process. $500 from Faye Ovalis of Guam Marianas Training Center, $500 from Ed Ilau, whose family has been a vendor within the medical industry for years, $100 from Dr. Henry Garcia, and $100 from Dr. Dante Garcia.
I don't know who's next in the. I'm not sure who's going to be the subject of Report 3, but in my cursory review of the research, it looks like there are 5 senators in the Guam legislature who've taken major donations from the medical industry, and there's also the insurance industry, but that one's sort of I'm not entirely sure.
Yes.
Because it was back in the day when the insurance industry was fighting for this medical malpractice mandatory
They were
arbitration
behind it,
act.
yes.
But that may have changed because the insurance industry would
I
have...
believe at that time when they were behind it is because they were also trying to bring doctors to Guam.
So it was a collaborative thing.
Yes, because of the fact at that time, those years, we didn't have many doctors. So I believe so they all worked together to get
More
doctors
doctors into
here
Guam.
so that they can treat.
So good intentions back in the day.
Yes.
But
Times
now
have
things
changed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it may be in the insurance industry's
Best interest.
to repeal the Medical Malpractice
Yes.
Mandatory Arbitration Act, because then the doctors would have to buy the insurance if they wanted to be insured against malpractice
Yes.
claims.
And they make enough money to do so.
Yeah. And so that's the reason we're not, in these reports, on the Justice for Asher series that we have, we're not posting the insurance industry's contributions to these senators. That would be that would be a whole new investigative series that we go into regarding all of these bills and laws that have been introduced and passed by the Guam legislature dealing with the GovGuam health insurance plan, and how the insurance industry is haggling our government systems in a very corrupt way.
Oh yeah. I believe Take Care. They're going to trial.
In district court?
Yes, they're taking DOA.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Good. That's good to hear.
I read it. I forgot the exact date, but I know it's the 15th of a month of this year. So.
And you know, so there are two more things, two more investigative reports that we're going to hop back on, or investigative series we're going to hop back on, and that is our series on shipping, the whole Matson issue,
Okay.
And the blood money series, which has, you brought it up.
Yes.
This bill is stuck in Senator San Augustine's committee, but it's not just that bill. You know, it's also a wider discussion about the fact that these gaming machines are still operating throughout our island, albeit thanks to Jesse Mendiola and others who led the effort against these machines.
Even with the criminal complaints filed against them for running them in places where children were, it's still in operation. So we know there is backing behind these game room operators.
Yeah, well,
It's all about the money.
And many of them are contributing to our senators. If you think the medical industry is bad or the insurance industry is bad, you should see the contributions that are coming from the gaming industry. And it's not even the gaming industry, it's just the Liberty Machine industry. That's all it is.
If you really think about it, Troy, the money that's being donated from the gaming industry is way more money than the medical industry. And what does that tell you?
There's a lot more money
There's
involved.
a lot more money involved in the gaming industry.
Yep, that's all it's really telling us. So are there any comments that you want to read before we go off air?
Let me make sure.
The medical industry is bad. Sorry. Whoops.
There's some comments, but they're in Chamorro, and I would just kill it.
Let's see. Let me go to it. My computer's slow. It's okay.
It says, Kandalo e Cinturon Mizu na dos, Johnny and Troy, sa mas bonito e Kandit News Group, and Gaigi Hamzu.
Put on our seatbelts.
Oh, okay. Put on your seatbelts because we are going for a ride. We would like to thank.
Put on our seatbelts and obey the law so that we don't die.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Donna Matau. We'd like to thank Brood Awakenings for allowing us to have a show today. Brood Awakenings is located on Route 16 right across Napa for all your coffee needs. They have acai bowls. They have all kinds of sandwiches. It is delicious. If you want to just pick up something on the go, they're real quick. The employees there are really nice. If you want to sit down and get on your computer and do the internet, they have free Wi-Fi. There's also a copying area there if you need to make Xerox copies.
Yeah, Bitcoin and chachalons.
They have all kinds of stuff. It's delicious there. You can hang out as long as you want. Yes, thank you. Thank you to Brood Awakenings.
For Kandit News, I'm Troy Torres.
And I'm Johnny Rosario.
Have a good day.